interesting.
Alright, I thought the loss of that outstanding head of hair would have been the end of him for sure, but he survived. I was standing right next to him when he was hit by the radiation bolt. Those delightful brown locks of hair hit the floor in clumps. Clusters. The horror of it all was only compounded when Norn completely freaked out. Oh yes, freaked out I say. Norn touched his bald head in disbelief. The look in his eyes screamed revenge, Alindria. Then he turned his anger towards the Trogs.
Daylight's burning. Dang.
No gain. Alright, I'm going to pick this up and we can read it while we follow our party member here over to the instance. Let's see here. Since the accident, all Norn thinks about or talks about is cleansing Gnomeregan of the Trog infestation and finding a cure for the sickness that plagues it, Alindria. Luckily, Razzle and I are close to some kind of cure. Either that, or the recipe for a really powerful rum. We won't know until we test. Naturally, in order to test our theory, we're going to need a few things. Namely, fallout from the irradiated Trogs in Gnomeregan. Fill up this file with the green glow and bring it back. Use the empty leaden collection file on irradiated invaders or pillagers. Okay, I mean that should be simple enough. I'm sure we'll see plenty of those. Yeah, it looks like some of this stuff you can do on the outside, including the punch-out card and TechBot, I guess. It looks like only one of us is actually even close to the dungeon, so at least it looks like we might have some time as we all gather. Well, I mean, judging based on the chat, it looks like everybody might be potentially willing to do all these, which is good. Let's see if we can, let's see if we actually have a chance to get everything done today. Alright, we are entering the tunnel now. Not sure where our party member went. There he is. Get buffs out when we can too. Familiar with this place at all. At least the outside of the dungeon I'm very unfamiliar with. We'll have to utilize our mini-map as best we can. Looks like our other party members here though. See what we can do. A lot lot of these enemies are going to be gray to us, it looks like, on the outside, but I'm sure it'll be different on the inside. Let's see, we need to use something, I think, on these, right? Yep. Okay, the empty lead-in collection file. I'm going to put it on our bars if I can. Doesn't look like it's going to let us. So we'll just have to use it from our bags. Oh, it looks like we only needed to do it once. That's actually good. Okay. Yeah, wow. That quest is done. Nice. Nice. We need robo-mechanical guts. I don't think we'll be getting that from the trogs. Well, it looks like some of them we do. The irradiated ones. Should we get a new food buff up too between these pulls? Combat was something. And getting all these robo-mechanical guts is going to be tough, especially since we're going to be on the back lines. Yeah, the melee is probably going to loot stuff before we do. Oh my goodness, there's so many rings dropping right now. That's the second green ring in the last, like, minute. It's crazy. Ooh, okay, we got the white punch card. If we read it, it's got a bunch of zeros and ones on it. Some binary. We put it in here. Higher level access card. Okay, what did we get? I have no idea what we got. Security level, you must possess a white punch card to access the terminal functions. So we did something with it. I just don't know. I'm just not exactly sure what yet. I don't see an additional card in our... Okay, no, we do have the yellow punch card now. Got it. Okay, so this quest makes a little bit more sense to me now. I guess we're just going to have to find other terminals within the dungeon, I'm assuming. I imagine that's going to be the goal. And then the last one will probably give us the prismatic one that we need. So we're waiting on our other party member. He's coming shortly. Looks like he's already in Dunmoreau. It'd be nice if we could kill some other stuff for those parts, but it looks like these leper gnomes don't actually drop them. We're not going to get experience for killing them either. An engineering supplier here. That's pretty cool.
Alrighty then.
Nothing special though in there. Okay, so there's another console over there. There's a couple of them actually. I wonder if we use the yellow one on these. Thank you. An additional mana potion for us. we'll be here for a few more minutes. Yep, great idea by the druid. Should head back upstairs so we can farm up some more stuff for the quest. The other quest that we have. It looks like we picked up a grime-encrusted object from that last one, which is actually something that we might need for another quest. This goes into that machine I mentioned earlier in the episode. So we'll see what that looks like when we get inside. For a while I was dreading going to Gnomeregan, but I'm actually kind of a little bit excited about it now. It's just because you never know when you're going to get a group that just wants to plow through the instance, or that actually wants to work together to complete the quests for any given dungeon. It like makes a world of difference, but I've noticed in Classic in general, just more and more recently, having more and more of these types of groups that really just want to take their time and get everything done, even if it doesn't necessarily reward like the best experience or a blue item or some other sort of upgrade. Even if we don't end up getting some of these parts that we need, if others end up getting them, it just means that whenever they loot enemies within the dungeon, that we'll have an increased chance of getting ours later on. There's our first 24. Luckily, this section of the right outside of the instance should be pretty manageable solo. I think if we still need to collect some parts, it's pretty open. It's much more open down here than I thought. Got a decent amount of space to work with. He's almost here. It's nice to see a good mix of classes too in this group. Everybody's different. I feel like there's almost always some sort of overlap in most of the groups that we're in. know, the more that I'm looking at this console where we got our next punch card from, I think it's the same as the ones down below. It's the A model. So we need to find B and C, I guess, deeper in the dungeon. Getting some silk at least. Guess that's good. Alright, let's take out TechBot. Got his memory core. Another one complete. What else do we need? Essential artificials. I think these were deeper in the dungeon if I'm not mistaken. Got the guts obviously, and then we've got the grand betrayal, and then we have any other quests that might be started within the dungeon itself. Not sure what those are going to be yet, or if we're going to do them. Whether we do them or not, hopefully this video will be helpful for you guys that are looking to do Gnomeregan and might be as confused as I always am when I come here on where these quests are and how to complete them. This will be a good refresher for me in the future too, for any other new Alliance characters. Retrieve our warrior, and I guess we're going where the druid's heading right now. He seems to be very familiar with the layout. Instance portal. So it's pretty simple, I suppose, to get here. You just kind of follow the elevator down, the tunnel down to the elevator. You take the elevator down and you just take the only hallway that you can see on the left. So it's actually pretty simple. Let's see if we can share this quest with him, just in case he doesn't have it. Yeah, we can't share it, so I'm assuming he's got it. I do really appreciate how helpful this group has been so far. And all from a group that just kind of happened randomly. I was not expecting to be here today. Alright, we got our warrior his punch card. Let us get into the actual dungeon itself. Welcome to Gnomeregan. I'm decently familiar with at least parts of this dungeon. So I do remember a little bit. A lot of groups like to jump straight down here, but I'm pretty sure there's some quests up here that can be done. Especially when it comes to picking up these robo-mechanical guts. There's a lot of enemies up here that drop them, so hoping that maybe we stay up here for a bit and work on collecting those. It definitely seems like the type of quest that would normally be intended to be completed over the course of a couple of runs. I'm assuming the warrior's tanking. He's got a shield. At the moment, everyone's just kind of taking damage, which is fine. In cases like this, you can just spot heal with Renew. We did get a new rank of it as well. So it is going to heal for quite a bit. We're all very over-leveled for this dungeon. We're all like in our 30s. I'm at the lowest at 32. So yeah, I feel like we're gonna do well here. Skipping Grubbus. Yeah, I do recall there being quite a lot of RP down this tunnel. If you were to clear it out to the end and work on that boss. Did not mean to pull there. Let's pop a fade. Yeah, I do remember that. There's like a gnome or a dwarf down there or something that's like blowing up part of the tunnel, and it takes like a really long time to get through it, if I remember correctly. And I'm not even sure if you really get anything out of it. I don't think there's a quest associated with it. Yeah, I mean, there's no loot for us down there. These mail gloves don't even seem to be good for anybody for that matter. I guess it's a good thing that the loot isn't good for the terribly long optional boss with no quest associated with it. Better to get to end boss and do quests. Interesting. Okay, so a lot of the quests can be, I guess, done later on, or at the back half of the dungeon. I guess we're taking like the ramp down. instead of jumping on that giant cog. So there might be a bit more to this. I'm so used to like the shortcut way, I guess, of doing things. Single target damage is very, very good. Things are going down really fast. Here's the Sparkle-Matic 5200. Oh, there's a couple of them. Oh, nice. Yeah, I guess we'll just wait until we can use one. It's a nice little room here. Didn't realize that there were actually some gnomes down here. So we can insert the object. Yeah, we got some experience for that. We can continuously insert them, it looks like. We got experience for the first turn in, but not the second, it seemed. I wasn't going to read it just because we're going to be pushing forward here. Nothing crazy that came out of the packages that came out, but we did gain a little burst of experience there. And a few silver. Looks like we're entering the dormitory. And this is definitely a section that I've not been in for a long time. Here's the Matrix Punchograph console B. This is a big pull here we're going to have to deal with. Looks like we insert our yellow punch card into here once we're through this pull. Let's start working on that now. Acquire higher level access card, yellow security card inserted successfully, dispensing security level chi unit. What did we get? We got the blue punch card. We got to put that into console C. Are we doing the escort? I don't know. I guess I don't care about the escort as much. There's no big reward from it other than just some experience and maybe some like silver or something, I think. So fine with skipping out on that. Looks like we can get some mechanical parts from these water elementals that have been infected. I don't think we have the same quest that this guy has. Trying to check our inventory just in case I'm going crazy. But we already have the full let-in collection file. The only cure is more green glow. Yeah, we don't have that quest, so... Oh, this must be a follow-up to the no gain quest. Okay. That's fine. I'm cool without it. use this opportunity to drink real quick. I mentioned that it has a duration, I guess, on it. It only lasts for a couple hours. I wonder if that's the same with our file. Or if our file is different. Hopefully that won't matter too much, but we'll be sure to turn it in right away anyway. We're gonna have to face the boss soon. He's patrolling around. The viscous fallout. I don't think he has anything in particular that we want. It's probably not going to be until the later bosses, as usual, where we're going to see stuff that we actually could use. Acidic walkers. Interesting. I guess that's for me. We're the only cloth wearers in here, right? I guess we'll take them. I think they're better. I mean, I think what makes them better is the extra healing and damage on them. Sorry, I don't have to actually loot the body there to get the item. See, there's a ring in here that seems really powerful. And then Mechaneer Thermoplug also has, let's see, oh, he's got a headpiece. This deals damage though. Oh, here we go. Artificial extrapolators, alright. I mean, I guess we're entering the deeper part of the dungeon. Interesting. Okay, so as soon as you start entering down this this corridor here, you're going to start running into those. Once you're done with the viscous fallout, you can collect those extrapolators. Yeah, this hallway historically has been the site of many different wipes that I've had over the years. Anytime I've ever died here in Gnomeregan, it's been because of this this hallway. Because if you accidentally pull something down here, a lot of times they'll have to run all the way around to get to you, and they just end up pulling everything with them. So especially if you're tanking in here, you really want to be careful about pulling any of these down below. Or if you, honestly, in most cases, it's probably better that you just pull these before, you know, instead of just trying to go down this big hallway up here without doing so. I think there's like a alarmobots in here as well that, if triggered, will call like a bunch of reinforcements in to attack you. I also imagine the corpse run for this place is probably really, really long, if I had to guess. So it would be good if, you know, if we could survive. Okay, we did get those boots. Let's take another quick look at them real quick just to make sure. So, like, by equipping these boots, I'm trying to think of what we're losing here. We're losing a few spirit, we're gaining a few intellect, we're losing the stamina, but we're gaining basically 5 spell power. Is what we're getting out of it. And I feel like that's probably worth it more so than the stamina, because it'll affect both our healing and our damage spells. Yeah, see, like this just happened, so we just ended up pulling a bunch of enemies here. Luckily, it's just these 3 for now. Hopefully there isn't a whole lot more coming up the hallway. Nice. Yeah, so it looks like these extrapolators will also respawn over time if we don't have enough for the whole group, which is very possible, I'm sure. Which is very similar to... it's very similar to... what's another good example? I think like the Serpent Bloom in Wailing Caverns is another good example. For those of you that don't know, the Serpent Bloom in Wailing Caverns actually respawns, I think, if you stay in there long enough. So if you don't leave your party and you all just kind of wait for stuff to respawn, they respawn kind of like herbs do. And you could actually get all of them that way. Serpent Bloom is one of those items that's really hard to collect and share between the group for one run. You normally have to run like a bunch of them. And hopefully it's the same case here with the extrapolators. We're already almost halfway done with them, so... this room is really cool. We're going to work our way towards the Electrocutioner 6000 there in the center platform. Let's get these acidic walkers equipped. Can't believe we're replacing our spider-soaked boots already. But I suppose it's time. They are marked at level 20. So I guess that does make sense.
Warning! Warning! Intruder alert! Intruder alert!
Our robot is dead. That's good. I've been a part of many groups in the past too where this was not killed. And oh, how quickly you will die if it is not killed. So from a healing perspective too, it looks like, you know, just because we're so overgeared, it looks like the strategy here is going to be healing more like a druid today. Where we're going to be, you know, throwing out all of our renews, our healing over time effects. Just because everybody is, you know, everybody's seems to be pretty chill right now and taking damage for the most part. And the damage is being spread out across the group instead of focused on one person most of the time. If that ends up being the case, especially on like a boss fight, then we'll go back to waiting until their health pools go down a bit before we pop a big heal and let our mana regeneration come back. feel like I was losing track of my loot there for a second. That's why I have my bags open right now. I feel like I'm losing track of everything. But the druid has been extremely helpful in pointing out where all of these extrapolators are. I'll let the warrior get the next one or two. There's still plenty of dungeon left to go, I think, though, so we should be able to see a decent amount more of these. If I can, I'm going to keep sneaking in these extrapolators. We just need 4.
Electric justice!
I'll throw out some rebuffs here. I'm pretty confident that we'll smash this boss without worrying about or healing too much. It definitely helps that the tank is level 36, so that's definitely a big deal. It looks like we just picked up the warehouse key. Not sure what that is going to be used for. I'm assuming that's on our keychain, our workshop key. Okay. Let's get this other punch card here. This is the console C. Beautiful. And that gives us the red punch card. So I wonder where the red punch card is going to, where that's going to take us. Some dispute on loot here. Unfortunate. Well, let's hope the group stays in one piece. Looks like we're going to be jumping down the platform here. And then down here. Okay. Next big room, and this is a room very similar to that of the Viscous Fallout. Just with some more mechanical-based enemies. Some mechanical tanks. Other technicians. Extrapolators here. We're not going to be able to get the one over there, I don't think, without pulling stuff, so we'll just deal with this one for now. Another one here, and we just need one more. We've been kind of hogging all of them. Yeah, this is probably the more dangerous path because I don't think there are any staircases in this this center, this deep, like kind of center row here. So if you accidentally pull something down here, it is going to run all the way around and pick everything up in the process. So when you're going down this hallway here, I should probably get away from the edge. This Dark Iron Agent's fine. He's not going to wrap all the way around. To the Druid's point, yeah, I do remember doing this in the past, having to hug this wall down the hallway. So that we don't pull everything in this room.
Warning, intruder alert, intruder alert.
Healing's getting a little bit more intense. Incoming damage is definitely growing. Which makes sense, we're facing off against yellow enemies at this point now. No longer are we killing level 24, 25 trogs and leopard gnomes. Cognizant and careful of our mana. Gotta go down for the prismatic. Okay. Yeah, because I guess that bigger hallway probably leads directly to Thermoplug, the final boss. So I guess this little side entrance here, which I never go through, this is going to be kind of almost brand new to me, or at least brand new to me in the past 18 years. This should be our last, our last essential artificial, so we are done with that quest. We are looking for, looks like 5 more parts, 5 more mechanical guts. Looks like, or it sounds like we're going to be getting the punch card that we need soon. This is a cool little section. It's got its own little room down here. Wonder if there's a boss down here. Yeah, Matrix Punchograph, Console D. That makes sense. Take care of that. And I think that's it. Prismatic punch card. Let's move that into a safe spot in our inventory. The security rating of this data is so high that it is pending the invention of a new number to describe it. Okay. Oh, had to be quick there. Almost pulled that entire pack myself. Oh, we are in for a fight here, I think. Maybe not. Damage is spread around pretty well there. I have to imagine there's a boss down here of some kind. There's a big elevator on the other side of this big room. I wonder if this just takes us back to where we were. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure where we are now. Very confusing. So if you are in a Gnomeregan group, you guys might not go this way. Or if you do, you might come back from where you came. A lot of groups tend to skip this whole section of the dungeon, and that big hallway that we were in before with that like big ditch on the on the right side. Typically you just follow that all the way to the final boss, I believe. So that's probably how a typical run would go. Very happy that we got to see this section of the dungeon. It's pretty cool. Around the outer edges of this this room after we took that elevator. See where it leads back to. Oh, okay, the Crowd Pummeler 960. This boss famous for having a very, very special weapon for druids specifically. Let's see if it drops. It's the manual Crowd Pummeler. The reason why this is so special, even for max level characters, is that it increases your attack speed by 50% for 30 seconds, and it's got 3 charges to it. So you can use that ability 3 times before it becomes null. Ooh, another interesting fact, if you kill the Crowd Pummeler, you get 10 parts from it, or 10 guts. Oh, that was a pleasant surprise there, so we completed our quest there as well. But yeah, like I was saying, that that bonus effect is actually farmed up by max level druids to increase their DPS in raid. It's actually, from what I understand, the only way feral druids can can be competitive on the damage meters with like warriors and stuff. It's like the only chance they have is so they'll literally just run Gnomeregan runs over and over and over again and just get multiple crowd pummelers. I think it helps that it's the only item that can actually drop off of the crowd pummeler. I think that's pretty cool. So it sounds like you're guaranteed it every single time, so it's just simply a matter of getting to the boss, which is admittedly pretty deep inside the dungeon. Yeah, the druid just mentioned, so Guildmaster is feral main raid tank, has to do this place dozens of times per week. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, so you'd have to get many pummelers. It's like farming for your raid buffs. To the group that Alarmo bot just ran up the ramp, so if he comes back down, we're going to want to kill him immediately. But alright, we wrapped ourselves back around to where we were. We're back in this giant hallway again with the big ditch, and we're going to head to the final boss, I believe, at least. Maybe there's more that I'm not remembering. This is exactly what you want to see in your quest log. Everything complete. Except for that last boss. And soon we will be in some new robes. Haven't had these black ones for quite a while. This is a BOE blue we picked up in Duskwood. It's been fun. These are pretty cool, but I guess it's time to put on some red for the first time this run. Or at least the first time in a long time. Buff now. Top everybody up while we can. We have not used inner focus a single time. And cooldown, we can use it now, so we can keep regenerating mana and heal at the same time. Let's eat our first seasoned wolf kebab to get our food buff back up. Once you start getting towards the bottom of the ramp like we are right now, pulling anything inside this big ditch is a little bit less worrying because they'll all just run to this ramp down here instead of going all the way around, so we should be safe, should be good to go. Let's not let our guard down, of course, but I think we are in a healthy spot now. Final room. Mechaneer thermal plug over there in the distance. We have that key, which might actually unlock something in the back of the dungeon. The workshop key. At least I think. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll find out. This is a nice big pole. Definitely want to use Fade here, because we'll be healing this guy a lot, I think. On this one. Here we go. What a cool final room.
Usurpers! Gnomeregan is mine! My machines are the future! They'll destroy you all! Explosions! More explosions! I gotta have more explosions!
There we go. No special loot though. We've got a two-handed axe. Wow. Yeah, that's a big one. We'll pass on that, of course. The boots we obviously don't need, so we'll pass on that as well. Looks like something that the paladin would want, I would imagine. I would have to assume. I'm not sure who's needed for it. I mean, definitely the warrior. I imagine he would want it. So he's got the loot. Alright, I think that's it. There's buttons all around the room. I wonder what these do. Probably nothing great. I do wonder what the workshop key does. I'm going to look that up real quick. This drops off the Electrocutioner 6000 like we got. Okay, allows us to get through an alternate entrance to Gnomeregan, I guess. So I imagine this would end up being like some sort of like shortcut, maybe. allow us to access Thermoplug more directly, maybe if you wanted to like farm him for any specific pieces that you might need. So that's cool. Let's bid everybody a fond farewell. That was a fantastic group. Especially considering the dungeon. That dungeon's really tough for a lot of players. Especially if you're going in more under-leveled. Like around level, maybe 28 or so.
Hello.
Is when people might start to think about going into a dungeon like that. But that could not have gone any better. Like, literally could not have gone any better. So, that was a very pleasant surprise. Since this episode is running a bit long, I think I might end up splitting this one into 2 parts, really just to separate the Dungeon of Gnomeregan from the stuff we probably did, at least for you guys. What you guys are seeing is from the previous episode, where we were picking up all the quests. We took care of some stuff in Stormwind, and then we got interrupted by that group invite while we were working on that Morbent Fell quest line. So the question is, where do we go from here? I'm not sure if we're going to do Razorfen Crawl yet or not. If we are, this would be the time to do it, to be honest, as well as Scarlet Monastery Graveyard. We'll have to run Graveyard at least once for a quest that we have not picked up yet, but we will. We'll probably pick up the quest for all the Scarlet Monastery dungeons, which I think comes from South Shore. We'll probably pick that up when we're ready to go into Library. I think Library is going to end up being a big deal for us. Because it's going to have some caster stuff in there. It should prove to be very valuable, but we'll do all the Scarlet Monastery instances because we'll probably have to for the quest. And I imagine that quest is going to reward another piece of really quality, high quality blue gear. The only thing we're really missing right now is that necklace. We really need a necklace upgrade. And our helm slot doesn't have any stats on it either, so it'd be nice to stumble upon something like that as well in our 30s. Haven't seen any dungeon drops yet for anything like that. Alright, we are back in Tinkertown. Let us get to work on turning all of these in. You got them. Now I can begin my new experiments. I can't thank you enough, Alindria. Your bravery has advanced gnomish research by a leap and a bound.
You have a great day now.
I think we might actually hit level 33.
Greetings.
Once we get these all turned in.
Very well then.
You did it. You found the prismatic punch card and recovered the lost data. Vitally, critically, immeasurably important data that we could not live another moment without. Your service to the gnomes will be long remembered, Alindria. I think we'll take the cloak. I think this cloak might actually... Oh, we actually get both of them, actually. That's good. So we can sell that mace for some silver. Let's check out that cloak real quick. Yeah, definitely an upgrade. It's a small upgrade, but getting an extra 2 spirit. Placing the stamina with the intellect is fine.
Can I help you? Be seeing you. Off and away.
Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you, Alindria. I'll get to work immediately. Poor TechBot. Don't feel bad. We'll get you fixed. Now, where did I put that plug for my Hydrojack swivel spanner?
Daylight's burning.
And finally, the grand betrayal and our Sivanad robes. I like to think that the last thing that went through his head as he collapsed to the ground was your foot, Night Elf. With Thermoplug dead, our plans to retake Gnomeregan are one step closer to becoming a reality. Level 33, another point into mental agility. And let us equip these robes. So these robes are, we're dropping the 12 intellect, which we didn't really need. Our mana pool size doesn't really matter so much for priests since our spirit is so high. The big thing here is we're gaining 18 spirit out of this, which is our best stat. So beautiful. Some red, some orange. I love it. With that, let us, I think there's a quest. Yeah, we can turn in no gain as well. Why don't we do that, and we'll head back to Stormwind 2 and turn in that quest. We'll spend a little bit of extra time just turning stuff in. This is our victory lap for today. A well-deserved one. I feel like even when Gnomeregan runs go well, they're still just quite exhausting. Really appreciate you guys for making this far, for those that have chosen to stick around. And I do hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did, and hopefully it's helpful. I really hope that these dungeon runs are useful to look back on when you're doing your own dungeon runs. Especially if you're tanking. Or if you're in a group of people that also just isn't as familiar with the dungeon or the route or what to do or what to take. If we end up doing Blackrock Depths at some point, much later on in the series, that's going to be another one that I would love to fully document, especially because there's so many shortcuts in that place. I don't think there, generally speaking, is a single group out there that is looking to clear the entire place in one go. There's just too much to do, too much to see. It ends up being basically a full raid at that point. But who knows, maybe we can put something like that together. We would need another guide, though, of course. Somebody like the druid we had today, somebody that knows the place inside out, knows its secrets, knows where all the quests are. Alright, we've arrived back in Keranos. Let's get no gain turned in. Oh, there's the paladin from our group from before. Turning in his quest.
Pleased to meet you. Be seeing you.
Excellent work. The time has come to test the new formula. If this works, not only should that captured leper gnome be cured, but I should have a full head of hair. Stand back.
You have a great day now.
Okay, and then the follow-up, of course, goes back into the dungeon. We will not be picking that up. That is okay. It doesn't look like there were any crazy rewards for it anyway. Let's enjoy the run back to Ironforge. And I think we'll take the flight path this time over to Stormwind to turn in our final quest.
What can I do for you?
All right, let's take that nice, relaxing flight back to the human lands. Still got our white punch card, the extra one that we picked up, and some grime encrusted objects. We'll just vendor those. Did we pick up any BOE greens? I don't think we did. Do have some cloth to put to the side, which is cool. Yeah, I don't think we did. There were a lot of greens that dropped too, but I guess apparently that warrior wasn't needing on a lot of random pieces of gear though. So I guess it's not too surprising that we don't have anything. That's okay. Check our quest log too. Lots of green quests now that we're 33. Gonna want to return to Duskwood. I've got a lot of stuff to do there. And it looks like Ashenvale's gonna have some stuff too. There's a lot of new zones we have to enter. We might end up skipping over the Shimmering Flats. I feel like we're going to end up blowing right past that zone, considering we have Stranglethorn, Desolace, Wrathy, you know, the Alterac Mountains, Hillsbrad. We've got way too much on our plate again. Not to mention all the Scarlet Monastery dungeons as well. So yeah, it looks like we're about to fully skip the wetlands. Like, just completely. I mean, we took care of a couple of quests there before we realized that it just wasn't going to work out. Unless we held back on some dungeons. So, but yeah, I think in the coming episodes we'll shift our focus back to Duskwood. I think what I'll do is I'll put a hold on the Morbent Fell questline. We started that in the last episode, but I think I want to take care of the Legend of Stalvin first. We'll dedicate a whole episode to that, and then we'll work on the other stuff in the zone as well, leading up to Morbent Fell is what we'll probably cap off the zone with. This will do nicely, Alindria. One gyrodramatic excavationator fixed. 398 left to go. We're going to grab these gloves, because I think these gloves might actually be an upgrade as well, if I'm not mistaken. Let's move them up here. Yeah, definitely. 6 spirit, 6 intellect. We're losing some more stamina, but that's alright. The Shilly Mitts. Okay. Very, very cool. Guys, that is going to do it for me for today. I'll handle our inventory in between episodes. And we'll head back to Duskwood and deal with the Legend of Stalvin. Should be a lot of fun. Really, really, really appreciate you guys sticking around for this one. I hope you enjoyed that run of Gnomeregan. It went very, very well. Better than I could have ever expected or asked for. So, very happy about that. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more. And I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.